And you are looking at 29-year-old Jonathan Rinderknecht. Officials believe he started a fire which eventually became the deadly Palisades Inferno.
The devastating fire killed a dozen people and changed the landscape of Southern California forever. We have team coverage for you tonight. Mike Rogers is at the desk.
Tom Wade is going deep on how the fire started, but we begin with Hunter Sowards, who takes us through the arrest, and she's live from the Palisades. Good evening, Hunter.
Yeah, good evening to you, Pat. A lot of hurt and a lot of anger because much of this community still looks like this across the Palisades. Those I spoke to today said they're hanging on to hope, seeing in the neighborhoods where those frames are going up for new homes. But so many said what makes this all the more worse is that this fire smoldered for a week before it was detected.
It was just a kick in the gut.
People in the Palisades and Malibu react to news of an arrest in the deadly fire 8 months later.
This is just another terrible reminder of how bad it is, and it just makes it worse. So this was a fire that could have been prevented.
Doug Stewart was the mayor of Malibu when the fire started.
I can't tell you the anger that I feel. I've thought about this all day.
Evil people do evil things.
Anger ignited across the region Wednesday after investigators announced the arrest of 29-year-old Jonathan Rinderknecht, saying he started a fire on New Year's Eve on a hiking trail above the community. The LAFD put it out, but no one realized embers still burned below ground for 6 days and roared back to life when the 100-mile-an-hour winds blew in.
Heavy winds caused this underground fire to surface and spread above ground, causing what became known as the Palisades Fire, one of the most destructive wildfires in Los Angeles City history.
In the last 8 months, investigators with the ATF looked into 200 leads, collecting 13,000 pieces of evidence, underscoring digital proof like Rinderknecht's geolocation from his phone, linking him to the crime, including allegations that when he finished his shift as an Uber driver on January 1st, he made his way to Temescal Canyon Ridge Trail and lit a fire nearby. They say he then tried calling 911, reported the blaze, but never left the scene.
As soon as he saw the fire trucks were headed to the location, he turned around and went back up there. And he took some video and watched them fight the fire.
Rinderknecht was arrested at a home near Orlando, Florida today, where he'd been staying recently. Acting U.S. Attorney Palisades says Rinderknecht lived and worked in the Palisades at the time of the fires and knew the area well. They also cited disturbing AI images found in his phone showing an imaginary city burning down.
That was crazy. I would love to meet that guy and give him a piece of my mind.
For one Pali Charter High student whose life was redefined by the fire, he says once he learned of the arrest, his whole perspective about that night changed.
Now that I know it was somebody, it's like kind of changes my point of view about it because it's crazy. I mean, definitely there's some anger there.
So the suspect does not have a criminal history, but is accused of making those false reports. They have not said if he is giving any indication on a possible motive, so what he did or why he did this, but they did say he could spend up to 20 years in prison if convicted. Reporting live here tonight in the Palisades, Hunter Sowards, KCAL News.
Thank you, Hunter.